Little waist, pretty face, nigga, tap in. Tap, tap in. Tap, tap, tap in. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Dishon King. Today we're going to be doing a Humanrace skincare review. I previously did a skincare video of me following Pharrell's skincare routine for his Vogue video that he did, but this is going to be like a more in-depth review about how I feel about the skincare launch that he put out, what I think he can improve on, things I didn't like, things I did like. But before we get into that, make sure you guys like this video, subscribe to my channel, and turn on my post notifications so that you can be notified of all of my future videos. We recently just hit 300 subscribers. Thank y'all so much for helping me reach my goal. Our next goal is going to be 400. Y'all know we just got to keep going. Every 100 is a new goal for us, so make sure you guys subscribe and help me out with that. I would really appreciate it. And without further ado, let's get into the video. All right, I got my book of notes right here. It says important business, as you can see. I write like all my skincare notes and stuff like this in this book. So we're going to flip to the page of Ezekiel chapter, no. All right, so the first product that we're going to talk about is the Humanrace Rice Powder Cleanser. Now this retails itself for 32 bones, and in my opinion, I feel like relative to the price, you don't get enough product that goes with it. I easy breezy breezed through this whole like product. I can tell you I only have enough for one use. That's why I wanted to film this video before I ran out, because I was trying Humanrace out for about a month just to see thoroughly what my thoughts are on the line, if my skin actually liked the products. And I will say for the most part, my skin really liked the rice powder cleanser. Now I will say I cannot use this product twice a day, every single day, because it will dry me out. I have oily combination skin. This is more of an exfoliant kind of cleanser, so you can't really exfoliate like that on a daily basis, at least not twice a day. For me at least, I can't. I would say on a regular, I thoroughly exfoliate my skin no less than 3 times a week. So like I love exfoliating and my skin needs it, but this would be a little bit too much. The main ingredient is cowlic clay, so it has more of a clay-like texture to it once it's wet, but clay does tend to over dry the skin if it's left on for too long, or if you're using clay too many times during the week. And I think that's what was happening with me. I just noticed that I was getting just a little bit dry around, not necessarily like my T-zone, but just this area right here. If you take the reusable insert out, you only get like this much. It looks like a little Mario mushroom, doesn't it? But when you think about it, you only have this much product. For 32 bones, I don't think that's really fair, because this isn't much for me. Like if you're gonna compare this to the Dermalogica microfoliant, that product compared to this one, even though their price difference is about $20 or $15, something around that range, you get a lot more bang for your buck with the Dermalogica microfoliant than you do with this thing. Now, holistically, there are 2 different products, 2 different ingredients, but they act sort of similar and they have similar properties to them in terms of how I would use them in my skincare routine. I'm actually going to do a little side-by-side comparison of what the consistency of the products look like and the texture. As you can see, the texture of the Dermalogica microfoliant is a bit more fine, and the Humanrace Rice Powder Cleanser is a bit more thick, and that's because, you know, the consistency of that is clay, so once you wet it, it's going to be a bit more putty. I will say after using the Rice Powder Cleanser, it does improve the texture of your skin. That's something that I was experiencing when I started to minimize the use of my cleanser. I noticed it did soften up my skin a little bit. I think it's because of the main ingredient called allantoin, and allantoin is a moisturizing agent that helps soften the skin. And the snow mushroom in the cleanser also helps boost collagen and cell turnover. So I feel like those 2 ingredients working together helped my skin have more of a softer appearance. I would honestly, if you have oily skin or oily combination skin, I would recommend using this cleanser no more than 3 to 4 times a week. 4 would be pushing it. If you're able to handle it, that's fine. But I would recommend 3 times a week at best, only because, you know, it's clay and it does feel a little bit over drying if you use it more than once a day too. So for the sake of this video, I will do the actual skincare routine as I'm going along talking about each product. So I'm going to go in the bathroom, wet my face, I'm going to come back and cleanse my face in front of you guys, and then we can talk about the other 2 products. I might add a little something in here too, and I'll explain why. And we're back. Can we just talk about how much this looks like one of the containers for medical marijuana or like prescription medicine. Hello, COVID vaccine, are you in here? Anywho, so one of the things that I like to do when I'm cleansing with this cleanser, I like to leave it on after I scrub it on my face just so that I can use it as a clay mask too, because why not? I can get 2 uses out of it, so I feel like I'm actually exfoliating. And while it's sitting on my skin, we could just go ahead and discuss more about the products. So another negative point that I don't like about this line when it first came out was the fact that it included no toner. No toner whatsoever. I mean, not even a drop of niacinamide, which would have been cool because there's niacinamide in the humidifying cream. So that would have been nice if you would have paired those 2 products together, but they went from cleanser to cream exfoliator to moisturizer. In my opinion, the cream exfoliator feels like you're putting on a moisturizer, except it's something that you have to wash off. In my personal opinion, I would leave it on. I don't know if you're supposed to do that, but I felt like I got a better use out of it because it felt to me more of like a serum, like a cream-based serum, than it did an exfoliator, if that makes sense. And I know it had AHAs in it. I know it had alpha hydroxy acids. However, I did not get like a tingly sensation or a tingly feeling on my skin like you're supposed to have when you put that kind of stuff on your skin. To me, it felt like I was putting on a moisturizer that had no active ingredient. It didn't feel like it was doing anything spectacular or anything transformative to my skin. However, I noticed that when I would leave the AHA Lotus Flower exfoliator on overnight along with the moisturizer on top of it, I felt like my skin felt more of a difference in the morning, and I had more of a glow to my skin, and the texture of my skin felt more soft and defined. I also want to give my stance on the entire idea of having a 3-step skincare routine. I felt like that was a very big trend going on in 2020. A lot of people coming out with 3-step skincare routines. You had Fenty Skin, you had Humanrace, you even had Curology doing their promo with all these different influencers on YouTube having a 3-step skincare program. In my opinion, I feel like for the most part, 95% of me truly believes that you cannot have a full effective skincare routine in just 3 steps. It is just not possible. It's just, in my opinion, you just can't have that. The way I do my skincare routine, I do cleanser, I do toner, my serums, my essences, eye cream, any other serums that you want to add on top of that, topical treatments like an AHA drop or a BHA exfoliator from Paula's Choice, extra lactic acid that you can get from The Ordinary, you know, those little singular ingredients that you can get from The Ordinary if you just want to add something extra into your skincare routine. And then the very, very last thing would be moisturizer. So in between all that, you have all those different steps in a skincare routine that a lot of those 3-step skincare brands come out with don't include. And I felt like Fenty Skin, they tried to put a 2-in-1 with the fat water toner, and to me that was a failure, and that didn't work at all because putting a serum and a toner into one felt like an oxymoron to me because they're 2 different products that have 2 different purposes and do 2 different things, and you can't put 2 of them together. That's like shampoo and conditioner. As for Humanrace, I like that they didn't even attempt to try that, but at the same time I felt like they could have at least added an extra product. I felt like this should have been a 4-product launch instead of a 3-product launch. Adding in a toner would have definitely set the tone for this launch. The way I do my skincare routine, I always use toner. Always, always, always. It's important to get that extra dirt and oil off your skin before you add anything extra on top of it. And of course, your chin and jawline area is the dirtiest part of your skin, especially that's something I found within my skincare routine. When I tone under those areas, I have more dirt and oil come off of those areas than anywhere else on my face. I felt like the focus of this skincare launch was more so on keeping a youthful, younger, anti-aging look to your skin than it did with reversing any acne-prone skin, problematic skin, or hyperpigmentation, things like that. I felt like if that was their focus, they would have included a toner so that they can help correct those specific areas, because someone who is acne prone is not going to benefit from this 3-product launch alone. They're just simply not. You're going to have to add extra products to go with these products for you to get full effective results. Now that that's all washed off, the next product that we're going to talk about is the Lotus Enzyme Exfoliator. Now I feel like you definitely get what you pay for with this product. It retails itself for 46 bones, and I do feel like there's a lot of product in here for that price, and I do think that it would last you a very long time because it has a very thick consistency. It's very concentrated, so you literally only need 1 pump of this product in order for it to get its full effect. What I'm going to do before I put this on, I'm actually going to tone my face. I'm going to use one of these toning pads from Tula. I'm not going to go into detail about this product because I'm doing a separate IGTV video about the whole Tula line. Speaking of IGTV, go ahead and follow me on Instagram so you guys can tune in to check that out. So I'm going to tone with these pads off camera, and then I'll come back and then discuss more about the exfoliator. So real quickly, I wanted to show you guys after I tone tone how much dirt that I got off. Look at all that. That's so gross. Now imagine putting like the exfoliator on top of that and moisturizer. You would have had clogged pores because your skin isn't completely clean. That's why I don't agree with just the 3-product launch that they came out with, because I felt like they should have included something a little bit extra to thoroughly cleanse the skin instead of heavily reliant on the clay cleanser as something that can magically remove everything, because that to me is just not possible. Now the Lotus Flower Exfoliator has a pH of 3.6, and that's pretty typical for exfoliators on the skincare market. I also like how this has the kind of pump that Drunk Elephant and a lot of other expensive luxury skincare lines like Kate Somerville, they have this technology where you're literally just pumping it out like this, just like that, and then you're just cleaning it off the top. And I also like how the Humanrace skincare line has it to where you can purchase these refills at a lesser price, just like how Fenty Skin is doing with their line. And I feel like that's good customer service too, and I feel like that's how you get customers to come back to buy your product, when you make it easier for them to just refill it instead of buying the entire thing at a more expensive price. So what I'm gonna do, like I said earlier in this video, I tend to leave this exfoliator on overnight with the moisturizer, just because I feel like I get more of an exfoliant and more of a use out of this product. Now I will say the only concern about this product is that it has papaya extract, and papaya extract is a kind of enzyme that can make your skin sensitive because it has brightening properties to it and it helps correct dark spots. So just be mindful of that, and if you go out the next day, make sure you have your SPF on, because your skin is going to be more susceptible to sun damage if you don't. And then the last product that we're going to talk about is the Humanrace Humidifying Cream. This retails itself for 48 bones. That is expensive for a moisturizer, especially when you only get 2.1 fluid ounces of a moisturizer for 48 bones. That to me, I feel like it's a little steep. I feel like if you chop 8 bones off of that, you're good. One thing I noticed about this moisturizer, this is very different from any other moisturizer I have ever tried in my life. If anyone's ever gotten microneedling, then you would know how lidocaine numbing cream feels like. This feels and looks like the texture of lidocaine, which I found very funny. But I can remember from Pharrell's Vogue video, he was saying how the significance of the humidifying cream is to help with anti-aging properties. It kind of helps insulate the skin. It does have oil balancing properties to it, and that was the whole selling point on having a humidifying cream in the first launch. I don't know if any brand, correct me if I'm wrong, I don't know if any brand out there right now, mainstream or smaller, that has a product quite like this and markets itself as humidifying cream. Pharrell himself even said he trademarked that term, so I don't think there's anyone out there that has this kind of technology in their skincare. I think for more people to be more interested in the line though, I feel like you should make the price a little bit cheaper. $40 I feel like would be fair. $48 is a little bit high, especially because you don't really get that much product in it. Now I will say a little does go a very long way, because the consistency is very thick and it doesn't move. I'm telling you, like, there's no bounce to this at all. You can't see it on camera, but there's literally no bounce to this. Like, I can turn this upside down and not a thing will drop out. So maybe in that aspect, if you're gonna spend a lot of money on this product, you're gonna have it for a long time. Like, it's gonna last, because you only need literally like a nickel size amount, if that. One of the main ingredients that I liked out of the humidifying cream is that it had niacinamide. Niacinamide is one of my favorite skincare ingredients because for me, it helps brighten my overall complexion and keep dark spots from reforming on my face, because I am prone to hyperpigmentation if I don't take care of my skin. And I will also say that you can use the humidifying cream during the day as well. Just make sure you have your SPF on. Initially, I thought the humidifying cream would strictly just be for nighttime, but as I put it on, it has a thicker consistency to it, but it doesn't feel heavy on the skin. Like, I can have this product on during the day and I won't feel like my face is being weighed down. I don't feel like my face feels oily or greasy in any sort of way. You only need a little bit anyway, so if you put that with some SPF, it's definitely safe for daytime and nighttime use in my opinion. Overall, I like the brand. I like the first launch for the most part. On a scale of 1 to 10, I would have to score it like a solid 7, because there's definitely room to grow. I feel like some products that they can add to their brand would be a toner, like a really nice pH balancing toner that is fit for any skin type, just so that people can have something to get any extra dirt and oil off of their skin before they add on the exfoliator and the humidifying cream. I feel like another thing that they can add to their lineup would be an eye cream. Now, I do recall watching Pharrell's Vogue video and he didn't use an eye cream when he he was doing his skincare routine, he uses a serum. So I feel like maybe part of the reasoning behind this first launch are things that are catered to Pharrell's skincare experience. So he may not use an eye cream in his everyday life, so that's why he probably didn't really feel inclined to include one in this first launch. And speaking of serums, I would also like to see some sort of brightening serum, like a niacinamide serum. I would like to see some science behind it and really give it to the girls, like Paula's Choice, how they have a lot of science behind their brightening serums that they have. Since the Humidifying Cream has niacinamide in it as a main ingredient, I feel like having a serum that has niacinamide as a main ingredient as well will help prep the skin and slowly brighten the skin in different steps. That was something that I noticed from Peach and Lily. They had niacinamide in practically like 3 of their products that I was doing in my Peach and Lily review, and I noticed how slowly in each step they're brightening the skin in a different way, in a different format, because they're including it across the entire skincare line. So I feel like if you have an ingredient that is cohesive with all the other products within your line, it's going to want to incline your customers to want to buy the entire bundle so that they can get the full optimal results. And again, I will say one of the favorite things that I've tried within this launch is the rice powder cleanser. I feel like they should increase how much you get relative to the price. I feel like that would make it a little bit more fair, because I just found myself going through that product very quickly. I've only had it for about a month and a half, and I just noticed that that was the first product that went completely out. Like I just used the last of it tonight. Now I feel like the lingering question, what everyone wants to know, for people that have problematic skin, is this going to transform my skin? In my opinion, the answer is not quite. I don't want to say no, because I feel like these 3 products alone, you're going to have to add extra things to go along with these products. If you have problematic skin, or if you have skin that needs like a dramatic turnaround, you're not going to be able to rely on these 3 products alone. You're going to have to use them with other products in combination with whatever skin concerns you have at the moment. And that concludes this video. Thank you guys for watching. I know I talked Pharrell's ear off, child, but that's just my humble opinion. I like the launch for the most part. I would just like to see a little bit more, you know, just a little bit more. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and turn on my post notifications so that you can be notified of all of my future videos. Don't forget to follow me on all of my social media, including my Clubhouse, which I'll put on the screen. I do want to moderate my own room soon, so make sure you guys follow me on there if you have an invite. I haven't done a sit-down skincare video in a while, so this was really fun to make. If you guys have any other skincare brands or any skincare products you would like for me to try, put that down there in the comments below so I can check it out and do some research on it, and I'll be more than happy to include it in the next video. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.
Why not would I leave if you were everything I wanted you to be? When I saw what you did, who you were with, got me questioning the things that I believe. So I asked myself, do I